Yeah, sorry, just trying to get people the right link.
Oh,
Chalk Talk is
okay.
good.
Okay.
That was a bit of a pain.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready, man.
Okay, yeah, we can go now.
Oh,
I guess Chalk is recording. If you could
okay.
just confirm in the chat, Chalk, that all
Yeah,
is good.
Chalk, let us know whenever you're recording, and we'll start it up.
Woohoo! All right.
Yes, I'm recording. Alrighty. Well then, welcome everyone to the PTC interview audit for ZOIN token project. This is just going to be, the beginning sections are just going to be questions from me going over various sections of my notes. While I do this, I recommend anyone who's listening, if you have questions for Andrew or the Zoin token team, about Zoin, please ask them in the chat. And at the end, we will go through all community questions together. And yeah, and there will be a giveaway at the end for 10 million PTC. So hype for all of you if you're here. Yeah, let's get started. So the first section, you already know, Andrew, you've listened to these before when we've done the past ones. The personal introduction. This part isn't graded, so no pressure. You just introduce us to you, who you are, how long you've been in DeFi, your experience, and what led you to get into Zoin.
Okay, yeah, so my name is Andrew. I come from the UK, moved to Switzerland 3 years ago, and yeah, love it here in the mountains and snowboarding and stuff. So that's my home. Got into DeFi about a year ago when I started to get a bit more time at home from when I was working from home due to COVID stuff. Got into Titano, Seifu, and all the associated things. I now call it throwing money at the internet and seeing what happens, because basically it feels like a bit like gambling, and hopefully that's what we're aiming to change with the Zoin token. So yeah, what else is there to say? You got any specific questions?
Um, yeah, tell us a little bit about like what your personal goals are, for the future in DeFi.
So my wife and I have actually bought a plot of land, and we are slowly saving up money to be able to build our house. And so we wanted to use DeFi as a way to kind of help increase that to our goal to get the mortgage for the house. Unfortunately, it's kind of gone the opposite way. But hopefully we can learn from our mistakes and maybe change that. We'll see.
I see. And I love we do have team members from and stuff in the chat. Cool. I'm glad to see more people joining.
Yeah.
There's only team members and other affiliated people. That's awesome. All right. So that's the personal introduction. Now introduce us to Zoin. How you became the CEO of Zoin. Without going into too much detail, me and you talked the section to do with the drama and stuff that's for the end, obviously. But
Okay.
just kind of how you got introduced to Zoin, became the CEO, and all of that, and what your plans are for it. Introduce us to the project.
Well, the way that I got introduced as the CEO for Zoin, the short story is that Sonia didn't really want to do it anymore. After it launched, she found it too much pressure, and so she wanted to take a step down and said that she had medical problems. And so I kind of put myself forward, thinking, yeah, I'll give it a go. And the reason I did that is because actually, when Zoin launched, the audit was posted in the Discord about 6 hours before the launch, and that contained the contract address. So I was sitting there on PancakeSwap for pretty much 3 hours, just kind of clicking buy until eventually the liquidity was added. And to cut a long story short, I was incredibly lucky. So my wallet is the wallet that got the 3 BNB buy and getting a ridiculous amount, 167,000 tokens. When I saw this had hit my wallet and had actually been a successful transaction, I just went a bit crazy. My wife was here as well, and she was like, "Shh, shh, shh, well, you're making way too much noise." And of course, at that point, I was just completely beside myself, like, how did this possibly happen? And so that then led me into the conversations with Sonia, because of course then I said to her, hey, look, I really want this token to be successful. I see you're having troubles. And so then I kind of was introduced to the rest of the team, and that's how kind of one thing led to another. And so then I was, put forward as the CEO, and Sonia chose Chalk as the Chief Marketing Officer to kind of help out and help manage the project. So yeah, that's part of the drama.
Yeah, and we'll get into the specifics of all that a little bit later. But so that's how you got introduced, right? Tell us what your goals are for Zoin. Where you're the new CEO, the new baby face. What do you want to do with the project?
So ideally, kind of very similar to what you're doing with PTC, really, make a really honest and open DeFi project where people can feel like they feel home in the Discord. It feels like it's a kind of a real community project. We ideally want to move to the Vulcan blockchain, because that was all that all of this was set up for, was to create projects that go with the Seifu/Vulcan blockchain to kind of help drive traffic onto that blockchain, which a lot of us are original investors in Seifu and will now be investors in Vulcan as well. So yeah, the goal is to kind of provide as much utility and passive income to the holders as possible.
I see. That's awesome, man. I have heard good things about Vulcan. I don't know too much about it, but what I have heard, I generally good reviews. And I know there's builders moving there, considering moving there, and developers as well. So let's go into utility and mechanics. I always do try to explain this. So the difference between a utility is that's a use case, what the token or the asset offers for various use potential. A mechanic is more of a baser level thing. Rebase, reflections. Those are all examples of mechanics, or like the maximum supply tokenomics. That's all examples of mechanics. Let's start with utility, though. So what utility, if any, does Zoin currently have? I know you just took over the mantle, so no pressure. And if there's none, maybe explain what specific utilities you guys are looking to add in the future.
So at the moment, you're right, there isn't any kind of active. So we would call the reflection a utility. Obviously, you would call it a mechanic. But we're currently working on the any-to-any bridge with RBX. And we are very in partnership talks with a few different projects. Obviously, we really want to pair with Seifu Go, and so that would offer massive utility in terms of the arbitrage opportunities that come with that.
Gotcha. And any other plans besides those, or is that just the focus right now?
That's the focus right now. Obviously, other similar projects, we know that people have offered NFTs, which then basically is a fundraise for the project to then be able to further give other investments that would then bring more value to the token and to those NFT holders.
Right. And that's something you guys are doing. I do remember before you took over, there was plans to do a Zoin NFT with some type of passive income mechanic. Yes. Yeah. You guys are still doing that. Okay. Yep.
It's definitely on the table. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a couple people messaged me actually from your community yesterday they had been wondering about that specific thing, if Zoin NFTs were still on the table. So there you go, everyone, for wondering. Zoin NFTs are absolutely still happening. So hype for that.
Absolutely still happening. I'm not sure. They're definitely under discussions.
Oh, okay. So let's go over mechanics. Talk about the supply, right? I believe it's 500,000, 500,000.
So there
And
is
anything else?
750,000 circulating supply, although it's slightly less now because of burns. Basically, the team wallet holds 100,000. The treasury holds 150,000. So the actual kind of moving circulating supply, as you would want to say, is kind of 500,000.
Gotcha.
Yep. So we currently have a 3% buy tax and a 7% sell tax, which we can also change within the contract. And I will note here that we will never change the taxes without kind of serious thought and consultation, and of course informing the community first, because we're all about that transparency and upfrontness. The buy tax is currently a 3% one. 1% goes to the liquidity pool, 1% goes to the burn, which is why the number of tokens is slightly reduced. 1% goes to the treasury. We are currently in progress of changing that so that the entire 3% goes to the liquidity pool, because of course we're a brand new token. We need to build that liquidity pool and make it easier for people to buy and sell the correct way.
Gotcha.
The 7% sell tax is currently split with 2% going to the treasury, 5% going to reflections. So that's the way that holders get for just holding the token.
Nice.
That is also currently in progress to change. So the 2% that's currently going to the treasury will be sent to the LP instead. The 5% will stay as reflections.
Alrighty, fantastic, man. And what was I gonna ask? Oh yes. So you having the most supply of tokens, have you doxed your wallet?
So that is what I plan to do today. So what
Okay.
I was thinking was that I was kind of listening to there was an impromptu AMA from Brian Legend, who is like the leader of Safer in Vulcan, the other
Mm-hmm.
day, and he was talking about him being like the biggest wallet, and how normally you look at a project and you don't want the one person to have all the power. And so what I thought about was, I would say, okay, I'll be like Brian, I'll have the biggest wallet, but I will commit to the community and say, I promise, I'll give you my wallet address and you can watch it, and I will not sell a single token between now and 2 months' time, or whichever. 2 months. I'll give it at least to kind of give this time to build and make things successful, and
That's
so I will commit to doing that.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that I did the same with PTC. I dox both my personal wallet. Obviously, the treasury is out there, and all transactions get posted. I saw you guys started the same thing on recommendation from your team, which
Yeah.
kudos to you guys. It's always good to have community auditing of treasury.
Yep.
Especially in absence of other security stuff. But we'll get into more of that later.
One other thing with regards to my wallet is, what I have also decided to do is use 50,000 tokens from my wallet, from my personal wallet, to go towards community competitions, contests, giveaways, that sort of thing, just to help drive the project and make it successful.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what I've been doing too. I've been handling all the airdrops and stuff from my personal wallet instead of the treasury, because me and the team decided we want the treasury to more be used for other marketing purposes.
Yeah, exactly. I feel the same way.
Yeah. So that handles mechanics. Any other mechanics you wanted to talk to us about? Base stuff.
No, I think that's it. I think yeah, it's really useful that we can vary the buy and sell tax and also the split of where that goes. I think that's
Gotcha.
really helpful.
Gotcha. Let's go into revenue streams. Again, I know you just took over, so rather, if there is no revenue streams, rather than that, talk about what ones you're exploring, what partnerships you're seeking. I know you said any to any, which has taxes. So walk us through what revenue streams you're working on.
Yeah, so what we've already covered, and one thing I wanted to talk to you about was I understand that you have a partnership with One, where they purchased from your treasury, and were able to then use those tokens to get a passive income from PTC. And I
Yes.
thought that we could do the same.
Oh yeah, we can definitely do that. For everyone who's wondering what he's talking about, One Token did a partnership where they did an over-the-counter sale and bought $1,800 of PTC from the PTC treasury. Those transactions were posted both the front end and back end, to and from in the treasury channel. You can all look at it. The We did have an OTC sale for regular investors to raise about $800, which the vast majority of went to our audit and also to buying initial amounts of XRP for the staking system, which is now live, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, we can certainly talk about that, man. I'm open to it. I'm sure the team is too. But yeah, so walk us through any to any with RBX. I know One did that. So what's your plans with that?
That I'm not entirely sure how that works, so I'll have to get back to you on that. That's not me that's working on that.
Okay, yeah. Uh, Context, I know a little bit about it. PTC's actually explored. So just for those in the audience who aren't aware, RBX is any to any basically is a specialized DEX widget which allows you to trade one asset to any other asset across like 10 other blockchains that are the most popular and also from. So for Zoin, it would be Zoin token to any asset on like 10 chains or any asset on those 10 chains back to Zoin. And obviously they would have fees built into the DEX widget, which obviously would go to the treasury. That's how One Token set it up and explained it in their interview. And I took a little bit of look into it for the audit that we did for them. And yeah, it's actually pretty robust system. I got to give the guys at RBX props. They've made a very good base level utility mechanic for projects, and it opens up a world of potential when you can trade assets across other chains in a seamless network bridge like that. It's beautiful. Andrew, I do have one question. Are you looking at other like major revenue streams, trading bots from other projects, or staking liquidity pools? Any of that?
It's not something that we've talked about yet. Mostly this week has been a case of getting everything under control, bringing the team together, talking about strategy, etc., etc. Me kind of getting up to speed on what's happened, what are we doing, where are we going. So we've been kind of a lot of this week has been talking about kind of what is Zoin about, what's the vision for us. How are we doing as a team, what are our values, etc., etc. So yeah, revenue streams will come, but yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. And now let's go to team trust and security. This is community favorite, obviously. Um, Talk to us a little bit about the audit that you guys had. That was done obviously before your tenure started on the team. And do you guys have any plans to do multi-sig on the treasury, or more go with a community-based audit system?
So I actually talked about this in my AMA with Chalk last week. So with having full control of the treasury resting with one person, with myself, I'm not comfortable with that. I don't think that's conducive to full trust with anything. So getting a multi-sig wallet is definitely on the list of things that we want to do. We just haven't done it yet because we haven't got the cash to do it yet. So once we have the cash to do it, then that'll be the time to think about doing that. But yeah, it's 100% on the list.
Gotcha. As a recommendation, I would look into Genosis. They're typically considered one of the best in terms of setting up a uh multi-sig without much headache or barrier involved.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I will look them up.
Yeah, I'll get you a link after. It was one that was actually recommended to me about a week ago, and PTC will absolutely be moving in that direction as well. So kudos to you guys for that. Um, Obviously, in the on the subject of docs and KYC, you have doxed yourself. I assume you probably KYC'd to your team internally or some matter like that.
That's right. Actually, after listening to your AMA with Juan and Oliver, I then realised that was an important thing to do to do that. And so we actually yesterday had a team chat where we all shared our IDs on the chat, and everybody kind of KYC to each other. And yeah, we're all happy with that. And yeah,
So to confirm, everybody who has access to any funds, either treasury or other wallets on the team, is internally KYC'd
correct.
and or publicly doxed.
And so at the moment, Chalk and I are publicly doxed. Yeah, and the other members of the team will be soon too.
Okay, fantastic. Love that, man. Transparency. And yeah, who did you guys get audited by, if you don't mind me asking, for the audit that happened? I know it was before your time as CEO.
It's a company called Cyberscope. Yeah, I don't really know anything about it.
Yes, Cyberscope. I do know them. They're pretty reputable. They actually have cheaper rates, and that's why they're popular. Not everyone can afford certain. Uh, Certainly, we couldn't when we started. That's why we went with the stamp. Um, Let me think. Anything else? If anyone has any questions, please ask them um, in the chat.
Yeah, so the only thing that came up in the Cyberscope audit was that the contract has the ability to blacklist addresses. And
Yes.
but I really don't like that in the contract, and I wanted to remove it, but of course there's no way to remove it. So I would just say I'll commit to never using it because I don't agree with that at all.
Mm. Yeah, that is not necessarily a good feature to have on a project. It definitely makes people wonder. But I sup oh yeah, are you guys planning to I'm looking through my notes now. Are you guys planning to um rescind the contract ownership to a null wallet or no?
That is a good question. It's not one that we've actually talked about yet. So, with me being inexperienced in this area, I'm not entirely sure what that involves. I guess from what I understand, it means that you kind of say this contract is no longer changeable. Is that right?
Yeah, so basically what happens is you go through the contract, make sure all the settings like taxes and other stuff is set the way it's going to be set forever, and then you would transfer ownership of the contract to the null wallet, which is 0x0, all those zeros, and at that point, since that wallet is not accessible, um, nobody would ever be able to change any of the settings that are editable.
Yeah, I think potentially sometime down the line, but obviously at the moment we want to use the ability to change the taxes to our advantage. You know, being
Yes.
able to switch things to go to the LP and switch things to go to the Treasury as and when we need, do more burns or whatever, or even more reflections if the community really wants that. Then yeah, I think that's to the advantage of us and the community to keep that within our control.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, there's no right or wrong answer on this one. I mean, most would say they prefer rescinding. I more look at it on a case by case basis because there are legitimate reasons, like you just stated, where a team would want contract ownership retained for time for such reasons as that. So makes sense. And the other thing I was going to ask on security, um, are is the contract code verified on BSC scan for Zoin token, all that fun stuff?
I'm not sure what that means.
It just means that when you submit a contract, one that isn't a fork of another contract, that one that's custom coded, and I believe you told me in our private talk that it was custom coded by your team. Um, Typically, BSC scan will have it as unverified if you don't submit the code to them for verification, and so then if you do, it looks better on BSC scan because they'll say, code verified basically. And obviously then the code is like freely viewable, everybody on chain, so that they can see that themselves, that there's no SCSI code if they're able to actually read and understand Solidity.
So I've just gone onto the BSC scan and it says the contract source code is verified. So I guess so.
Okay, good. Yes, that is correct. Okay. That pretty much handles the trust and security section. So let's go on to the one that is not so fun, but we have to talk about the project drama. That's the other section. It's obviously dependent on which project. Every project's a little bit different. For you guys, there's two main ones. And the first is how Zoin started with a little bit of a connection to another project, which would be one a little bit. I'm paraphrasing here because I want to let you go into it, and then obviously the other one, the other piece of drama would be to do with Sonia. And I'm going to mute myself. I will let you go through both of those. We let the guest explain.
Okay, so I don't really think there's much of a connection between one and Zoin in kind of the way that you're describing, because basically what happened was that one was launched and everything was fine. That was its separate thing. This project was actually founded by Sonia and Jamie, and Jamie is Keith's son. And Keith supported with the creation of the contract during the setup of the project, but he wasn't involved in the project and wasn't part of the team at all. He just kind of knew how to create a token with great tokenomics because he's had, created one, and he created the course of the calf token and all that as well. So he's got a lot of experience and a lot of know-how. So yeah, he worked with the developers for that. I'm not really very familiar with the pre-launch phase of the project because I wasn't obviously in the team at that point. But from what I remember, Sonia created her own Discord server, called it the Sonia server, and then eventually it turned into Zoin. And then of course that then things launched. And then I became the mega whale, as you might want to call me, and then took over as CEO. And when I took over as CEO, I actually said to Sonia, "Look, you've done some good work getting things set up here. what I'll do is I'll give you 1,000 tokens to kind of as a thank you for your service. And so she agreed to then stay in the Discord to help support the project. And after taking over, I decided that I wanted to keep the original team involved. So I spoke to Jamie about this. He said he was kind of a bit concerned about bringing kind of negative vibes from his experiences with One. Wasn't sure about kind of being open about it. But when we had our team discussions about our values being to be honesty, openness, and integrity as our core values, I wanted to make sure that we were open with the community, and the community can then decide for themselves whether they want to put their trust in us or not, and that's totally fine. So that's going to be how it is. So the team now consists of me as the CEO, supported by my wife, who you heard earlier. She is It's a Bud in the Discord. She will be kind of looking after competitions and stuff like that. Chalk is the CMO, doing AMAs and helping with general promotion of the project, supported by her husband, the current Mr. Chalk, bringing her cups of tea. Jamie will be our COO, kind of supporting us all, kind of the original founder of the project, with lots of kind of ideas and ways to help. And he's also been kind of sorting out website stuff and doing lots of stuff in the background. And today, I would like to announce our latest team member is a guy called Fritz. And he is an OG in so many Discords that I can't even name them all. He seems to be a prolific original gangster everywhere. So he has decided to apply for our community manager position. And so he will be joining us in that role. So I will be giving him the power to distribute ZOIN tokens as part of his role from my wallet or from the treasury as necessary, doing like mini giveaways and quizzes and stuff to keep people active in the chat, and that's kind of what the community wants. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at the moment.
I see. And on the topic of Sonia, to go into that just a little bit further,
Sure.
So has Sonia transferred everything over to you guys? I don't want to pry too far. I don't know too much details about that, but I have been asked by community members about this. So just wanted to get you guys on how's that going? Her stepping down the whole process.
So initially, Sonia wanted more power and control than we were willing to give her, and so it took kind of a fair bit of negotiation to get to the point where we got to. So at the moment, she is still in control of the Discord and stuff, and that is one of the reasons why we are switching Discords today. So that's the other bombshell that we are dropping now. There is now a new ZOIN Discord. I will drop the invite in the chat for anyone who wishes to join immediately. And we are launching it with a brand new invite holders competition. And if you want the details of that competition, that is in that Discord in the announcement section. So feel free to head over there and check it out.
And I'm guessing all future announcements and support will be coming from that Discord as opposed to the current one.
Yeah, that's correct.
I see. Well, that makes sense. And I assume the same will probably go for all of the other ZOIN socials, like the Twitter, Instagram, and the Telegram.
We looked at the other socials, and they were basically just kind of dead setups with a few bots following them or whatever. So we just decided, okay, we'll just ignore those. Focus on creating a good Discord that the community can join, and then we'll focus on kind of building it out from there.
Okay, that's fair enough. Well, that takes care of that. Does anyone have any questions who's listening in the chat, community questions? If you do, please put them in chat and we'll get Andrew to answer them the best he can.
One of the other reasons that we decided that we didn't want to try and kind of get control of the current Discord is because the current Discord has so many kind of bots and fake people that were invited as part of the initial invite contest. So that's one of the things we really want to avoid with the new Discord, kind of just make it, real people as opposed to, fake people.
Yes, yeah. And I know one of the biggest concerns people had with regards to Sonia and why it was even a concern is that she wasn't willing to dox KYC or even come on a voice chat or AMA, which was strange and definitely strange to me because I originally reached out to Zoin when she was still CEO to do an audit interview, which I'm doing with you now. And she had made it seem like she was fully open to doing that, but then I found out that she doesn't do voice on anything, and
Yeah,
that was
when we
strange
were
to
going
me.
through all the negotiations with her, we were trying to persuade her to come and talk to us because the whole team was on voice chat. She wouldn't even come on voice chat to even listen to us. So yeah, it was a bit of a strange time.
Yeah,
And
I
the
can.
question from the chat is Sonia still part of the team? She is not. No.
Okay, so there you go. That will. Why is Sonia sending DM to recruit us from Zoin?
Well, I can't answer why Sonia is sending people DMs because I'm not Sonia. Sorry, can't answer that question for you.
Okay. Yeah. I know there is a lot of FUD surrounding that topic, and you know, I don't know Sonia as a person. I only had like two interactions with them prior to the switch in leadership, which I think we can all agree was a good thing for the project and everybody who's holding the token overall. Um, and I know you, Andrew. You've been in Warfi. I've seen you around that. Obviously, you were in PGV with everybody and dealt with all of that. And you got into PTC, fairly early. So you're a good guy, man. You have a good track record of being honest and open, and you've shown that here today. you know it's definitely great steps forward, and I said that to you in our private chat. I think you definitely have the right mindset to bring the token and the project into a new era where it'll actually have utility revenue streams and just be able to spec out and be something that people will want to invest in and make money off of.
Thanks, man. That's I really, really appreciate that. And yeah, I will be relying on you for help and support and guidance along the way. So that's I really appreciate
Oh,
it. Thank you.
absolutely, man. We'll help you any way we can. That takes care of the sections. So let's go on to the quick giveaway. Well, we if anyone else has any question. Oh, Azra says,
Some questions.
will you be investing in Warfi ecosystem for revenue streams?
It's not something that has been on the table yet, but I will certainly write it down and talk through it with the team. So at the moment, we are kind of having a voice meeting twice a week to kind of discuss things. But we're chatting every day, and the team won't shut up. In fact, so yeah, it's a really good situation at the moment. We're working hard.
Uh, will you be doing a partnership with the Warfi ecosystem? I think that's the same answer, Azra. It's pretty right. Yeah.
Needs to be talked
Um,
about. Yeah.
Yeah. Did I miss how we make money with Zoin? My phone died. Um, I don't know if you
Buy
want to
the
answer
token,
that.
wait for it to go up. Yeah. Good luck.
Wait
Now
for
we
it to go up.
working.
Wait for the team to bring out more utility, like was
Yeah.
discussed earlier. They are going to be talking about revenue streams. They already have some plans in the works with any to any from RBX, which will have feeds and stuff, obviously, and other things. So they definitely have plans in the works. I'd say give them time. Andrew's only been in the hot seat for about a week. I don't expect the man to work miracles. He's not Jesus.
Well, Oh, yeah. That would be another big bombshell to drop, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. I do believe you. Did you want to bring anyone up here to make any announcements? That was something that you had
Um,
mentioned, a bit
I
of a
mean,
surprise.
we just kind of discussed the possibility of Chalk coming onto the AMA to say hi, so we could kind of bring her up to the stage to introduce herself to the community for anyone who doesn't know her.
Ah, yes. Chalk, I'll invite you to speak, and you can join and talk to us.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello
Yep,
there.
we
Hi,
can hear
Kevin.
you.
Hi, everybody. It's great to be here and, an absolutely fresh beginning for what's, a relatively new project, but really excited about being on the team.
Yeah, that's awesome. You definitely sound like a nice person. And if Andrew trusts you, I trust you. He has a good judge of character, in my opinion. So.
Well, I mean, it's interesting. A lot of community. I am from originally from the Vulcan community. That's how I got into kind of crypto in the first place, and started a YouTube channel almost a year ago. So a lot of anybody from Vulcan will, many may already know me from YouTube videos. Um,
Mm.
but obviously, I only met Andrew, when was it? Was it this time last week? It feels like years ago. But
Yeah, about
um,
that.
yeah, I mean, a lot of water has gone under the bridge since then. But um, I think it was a really interesting first meeting, and I kind of sensed straight away that this was a bloke that I could work well with. And I've got to say, y- I say this on, I've said this on my videos. I value personally honesty, integrity above any other quality in anybody. And I sense exactly that from Andrew as well, and the other team members. And I think that's given us a kind of a joint vision about what Zoin will absolutely stand for. And I think it's a joint vision that is going to be so important in this space because we all know being in crypto, it's the biggest gamble in the, you'll ever do probably. And it's like the Wild West and all of that. And, I've just been so frustrated at so much of my time in crypto because, I've worked in some very senior positions in the real world and I know what it is to be professional. And it just seems that so many people leave that at the back door when they come into crypto. And we're so forward thinking with the technology, and yet the
Mm.
culture is so backward and takes us back 50, 60, 70 years. And I just find it intriguing the space we're in, and that's exactly, we want Zoin to be very different than that. Sorry, I'm rambling. I'll stop rambling.
No, no, you're good. You're good. I like the vision talk. Honestly, that's one of the great things is when project managers talk about what future they envision for it. So
Yeah.
you have a lot of passion, and I can tell, and that's good because passion is absolutely necessary when running a project because
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, and I think every project has to ask the question, why would people invest in this project as opposed to any other project? What is our
Mm,
USP? And I think we've now got a very very clear vision what our USP is, and ultimately we are all in this to make money. Let's be very very clear. But it's how you get to that is also important. And I think now as a team, we had a great meeting yesterday about this, talking about what does it mean to be in Zoin? Why would people be in it? And I think we are very clear on that now. And in the new Discord, people will find some details of that. We've coined it the Zoin way. We want people to
yep,
follow the Zoin way. We want them to come to us because they value the Zoin way. And so, yeah, more details coming on that, but really excited about it all.
I'm good. Glad to hear it. And yeah, I mean, I think the great thing is we're heading towards a divergence. I talked about this in the other AMAs that I've done recently where projects that are legitimate are no longer offering ridiculously high APYs that are just unsustainable. Ponzi's are no longer getting as much traction. It's still a problem, right? But it's lessening, and that's good, right? The demand that all projects have some type of revenue stream, right? Like that is probably one of the best things to come to the space is that investors are finally saying, no, I want you to show me proof of at least one revenue stream, so that there's no, oh, it's only being fed back in through taxes, and such.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think in the future we're definitely going to see Ponzi's and rugs all but disappear. We're not there yet.
No.
Obviously, there's been a bunch in the past, especially the past like 8 months, but
Yeah.
I think it's going to become less and less, especially as like the demand for project teams to docs and KYC and audits and stuff become more and more in demand.
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is, the tokenomics of Zoin are built on the shoulders of other projects that probably many of us have been in. We're learning constantly, aren't we, in the space? And similar to Andrew, my very first project that I got into was Titano, followed by Seifu, and of course both of those had really high APYs and huge promises. And actually, certainly, I then kind of dropped Patano, but stayed in Seifu, and actually, they weren't empty promises. But we all know now more about that environment and what works and what doesn't. And certainly, the tokenomics that are built into Zoin are the lessons learned from other projects. And certainly, I think the tokenomics are innovative in terms of that adjustable tax, and how we can, fine tune the project as we go forward. But equally important, is, as I said before, the journey of us all to get there. And I will be very clear, and I've been very clear on other videos that I've made about the culture of crypto, which I find so depressing sometimes, and especially as a woman in this space. I'm a woman in my 50s in crypto, came to it very late, but I'm here, and I want to increase the number of females in this space because I think we make excellent investors, and I hope that we can tempt some into Zoin because of the culture that we're creating in there. But it's not just about women, because there are many, many men as well that just want a place that's professional, and that they don't have to worry about what's going to be said, or who's going to say what. We're professional investors, and that's the culture that we need to cultivate. And that's exactly what we're going to do in Zoin, come hell or high water.
And
Well,
I
well
agree
said.
with you. I agree with you. And what were you going to say, Andrew? Go ahead.
I
You've
was
been
just saying,
silent for a while, man.
I was just saying well said to Chalk, but also some information just came in that the taxes have now been changed officially. So 3% of the buy tax all now goes to LP, and 2% of the sell tax to LP have now been updated.
And the sell tax is still 7%.
Yeah,
Okay.
the sell tax is still 7%, 2% to LP, and 5% to Reflections as before.
Awesome. Love to hear it, man. Sustainability, and I'm sure you guys will definitely come out with some banger updates over the next month or two. Look forward to seeing that any widget come out on a DApp that you guys will be doing, I'm sure. So, and yeah. So does anyone else have any other questions? Otherwise, we'll move on to the ending, and I'll give away 10 million PTC to one lucky winner. I guess not. That's fine.
1 second, so you're giving away 10 million PTC to one lucky winner?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I will add 10 million PTC for a second lucky winner, and also 250 Zoin tokens for each of those winners as well.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Look at that. So, Let's do it the same way that we did it with one token. That seemed to be the fairest. So, Andrew, I am going to send you a number. I've sent it. Do you see it in DMs?
I see it.
Okay. So everybody in chat, pick a number between 1 and 100. The first one to get the number wins. Go now. 34. We got it. We got it.
Wow,
That was fast. That was fast. Rockster, you won 10 million PTC and 250 Zoin, right? So
I will send you a number now.
okay, sounds good. I didn't think somebody would get it that fast. Yep, I've received it, Docs. All right. So everybody, same thing. Pick a number 1 through 100. The first one to get it wins. Good luck, everyone. Do you see it yet?
Nope. I obviously picked a less easy to guess one.
Yeah, nobody's gotten it yet.
Oh, so close. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yep, somebody got it. Somebody got it. There it is. Was it really the same person? That's crazy. No way.
No, wise choice money this time.
Oh, okay. Where is he? You see it first, so tag him for me. I was looking at other parts of the chat. Okay, yep, 76. Yes, he did win. Yep.
There was about 3 people that put like 75. I was like, oh.
That's so tragic. 10 million PTC and 250 Zoin. I'll tell you what, I will extend to both winners as well. So I'll give each of those people 10 million PTC. That'll be fine. So what does that mean? What they'll get 20 million, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. They'll each get 20 million and 250 yeah, Zoin. That's fine. Wise Choice Money says, can I still stake PTC? The staking window for PTC ended at 7 a.m. this morning. Unfortunately, it was only open for 24 hours, man.
We'll get one next month.
Yeah, it will open up next month for 24 hours. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. We have to only have it limited to 24 hours because if we allowed it to just be, staking any time, the rewards would become super diluted because we do a pool percentage base to determine rewards for stakers, not any APY or APR. So the more stakers there are, the more it's diluted per staker for rewards, and we have to make sure that everybody makes some type of reward, and it's necessary. But don't worry, you'll definitely get it next month. A lot of people are in the same boat. The good news is anybody who didn't get into staking, the reflections from trading volume, you'll still earn tokens. Same as what Zoin has. PTC is at a baser level a reflection token at the end of the day. But yeah, that handles that. For the 2 winners who won, please open up tickets in the PTC Discord, and I will handle giving you guys both of your 10 million PTC rewards. As far as the Zoin stuff and PTC from Andrew, Do you guys have a ticket system in your Discord, or should they just DM you?
We do, but the Wise Choice Money guy put his wallet address in the chat already, so I've got that.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, someone's saying that Legends R Us got 76 first.
Did he?
All right. I didn't see it, so it's my fault. So what I'll do is I'll send him the winnings as well.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll be fair here. I'm not going to take it away from Wise Choice Money. Wise Choice Money, you're still going to get 10 million PTC. Either way, we'll give Legend his 10 and 250 Zoin. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, cool. You guys are still guessing numbers somewhere. Oh, never mind. I'm not. I was reading out. Yeah. If it, like I said, if any of the three winners, just open up a ticket in here, and I'll make sure you guys get taken care of on the PTC side.
Yep, I've got the wallet addresses from the other guys, so I can do that.
Cool. Yeah. Alrighty.
Nice.
I guess we're done. This is the closing end, so I'm gonna let you and Chalk, if she wants to, say some closing statements about Zoin and your stuff and visions and all that. All right.
But yeah, I was just typing Legends as wallet address.
Oh,
right.
no problem.
So yeah, like Chalk said, we just really want to focus on really strong values with openness, trust, and honesty, because it feels to us like there has been so many projects that have been like, rug pulls or whatever, where they've said, yeah, we're going to docs or KYC later or whatever. I'm like, bollocks to that. We're going to docs and KYC right now, and we're going to get it done, and then we're going to hold ourselves accountable and let the community hold us accountable as well by being open and transparent. And also, another thing that's really important to all of us is that this whole kind of boys club thing just gets completely nipped in the bud. So with us, if there's any kind of misogyny or kind of slander against women or whatever, I won't stand for that. That's just not how I work. So yeah, I'm definitely a feminist in that regard. Yeah, I think that basically covers it. Chalk, if you want to say anything.
Yeah, and that's why, Andrew, we love you. No, just to add to that, and please don't think that, we're going to be all straight laced and we've got all these values and that means we're going to be really boring. We are going to have fun in Zoin. We want to have fun, but we also want to make money and we want to do it all in a professional manner. So come to the new Discord. Let's get this ball rolling. And, we are so excited as a team to see what the future holds. So thank you all so very much.
Thank you both. It's been a pleasure to interview, and yeah, I definitely agree with that sentiment, Andrew. I think I think more people in the space, male or female or whatever race or gender, right? I think the space only gets better with the more people and the more different perspectives and viewpoints. Diverse of opinion, and I only hope we grow more.
We've got to set the example, be the change you want to be in the world, is what they say.
Absolutely. And one last thing. Is Wise Choice Money also getting Zoin, or is the Zoin only for Legends and
No, you'll get it too.
Okay, so all three. Look at that. See, we take care of people here. And yeah, like I said, all three, even though it was technically only two, but we're not going to screw anyone. All three will also get PTC. So all three of you open up tickets if you haven't already. I'll take care of you guys on my end. We're good. The AMA is over. As far as Zoin and your certificate for the audit, give me 24 hours. I apologize, I am running a little bit behind. I still have to take care of finishing up hybrid bonds cert, and then I will get to you guys. All right.
Yeah, just want to say thanks everyone for coming. It was really nice to be open and honest with you. So look forward to seeing you in the new Discord.
Thanks, everybody.
Oh yes, and yes, make sure you guys join the new Zoin Discord that Andrew linked. Andrew, if you want to post it again in general chat and stuff, you're more than welcome to, or even in the AMA chat, you can. That's it, everybody. It was a great time. We will see you in the next AMA later on at 3 p.m. EST when we interview the big boys, Wolf Capital. Talk to you later.